All right. I think we're going to start off today with this. The Battle Brothers new DLC announcement, the Blazing Deserts DLC announcement. We're excited to announce that we're working on another DLC for Battle Brothers called Blazing Deserts. The focus of the DLC will be on expanding and enriching the existing world with a new land of burning deserts and lush jungles to the south. Across these lands, you'll find a unique culture loosely based on historic Arabian and Persian cultures of the medieval ages built atop the ruins of the ancient empire in the world of the Battle Brothers. You'll find new lore and a different political system, equipment not seen anywhere else, and fresh contracts to earn your stay with. There'll be a new late game crisis, new legendary locations, and several new beasts roaming the wilds. This DLC will be our biggest yet for Battle Brothers. Here's a rough issue of the features we're aiming for. A realm of independent southern city-states with their own lore, equipment, and services, as well as entirely new character backgrounds to recruit. That's cool. I think the south was kind of dull after the northern raiders, so adding another band of humanoids to the south will be nice. Raiders get super repetitive, so replacing the northern raiders with essentially replacing raiders with the northern barbarians, and then the southern raiders with whatever these guys are going to be called. Seems great. A new late game crisis that tests the mettle of your company in the fires of religious turmoil. Another late game crisis is fun. Add some diversity, should be good. A gallery of company feats that grants permanent boons with which to customize your company to your playstyle as you progress through your new campaign. Awesome. Super, super cool. I love any sort of customization we can do. As someone who's played a billion hours of this game, anything different is really nice. A variety of new opponents with their own fighting styles. Of course, that's part of what keeps the game fresh. From exotic beasts to desert raiders to southern armies, quite unlike those of the north. Like that a lot. Should be really fun to have some new challenge. New environments both on the world map and in tactical combat. Oh, that'd be cool. I don't know what they're going to do with tactical combat environments. I guess we do have some different existing ones already with forests and swamps and whatnot. So presumably we're going to have a desert thing. And I bet you it's going to be like something related to how shitty stamina is maybe. We'll see. Maybe Pathfinder will be a talent that we can take in the future. New desert and new environments in the world map, sure. Several new origins to pick for your company for a different campaign experience. I think campaign origins have been some of the best things they've introduced to the game in terms of keeping the experience different and diverse. So pretty excited about that. New banners, weapons, armors, helmets inspired by historic Arabian Persian culture of the medieval ages, sure. New gear is new gear. Let's hope it's good. Some of the new gear in the past set was kind of useless. I'm looking at you, Bardiche. New legendary locations and legendary rewards. Mixed mind about the legendary locations and rewards. It will depend on when they're to be done. I would like some legendary rewards and legendary locations that aren't designed to be the final end game. I'd like some that are designed to be like kind of middle pieces of gear, like early stuff. An early challenge would be super fun. New contracts and events. Good. New crafting recipes. Well, new events is questionable, honestly. Some of the stuff, it's not that I wouldn't like new events. I wish they would redo the event system. I think the way that events kind of exclude other events from happening means that to really min-max the best events, you end up trying to recruit classes that don't have many events, so that the events you do get are just chances to roll on the events you care about. So I wish they'd redo the event system. I don't know quite what that looks like, but maybe make them a bit more independent of each other, or make it a bit, maybe add weight to events that don't trigger over time so that the odds of the other events triggering happen. It'd be interesting to have the option to get Davkul armor from time to time, for example, which never happens on its own. New crafting recipes for owners of the Beasts and Exploration DLC. Good. We need some new crafting recipes. Particularly, we need some incentive to fight beasts right now. Fighting beasts is totally useless and totally a waste of our own time and energy, especially early game. It's just a risk you don't need, so I'd really like that. Oops, just moved up. Several new music tracks. Great. The music in Battle Brothers has been excellent, and I'm looking forward to more thematic music for that. In addition to these major features, the DLC will also include countless smaller additions. Just like in the patch, we'll explain all major features and all minor ones in detail in future dev blogs as we go along, so you always know what we're working on and why. We expect to be finished sometime in Q2 of this year. It's pretty early. And we'll announce a release date and final feature list once we're close to the finish line. Alongside the DLC, which will not be free, the game will also receive a sizable free update again. This update will contain a whole bunch of improvements, quality of life features, and balancing changes, as well as some minor content additions. Okay, this is good. All of this is good, and of course, this is really exciting. And if we get enough content to play a new run of Battle Brothers, we will do that. It's one of the things I was worried about was it'd be a small DLC, but they specifically said this is going to be the largest DLC yet. So that is good news for us on this channel as people who want to play and watch Battle Brothers. What I don't see in here is a perk rebalance, and that needs to happen. One of the things that is making this game more stale for me than it needs to be is that I feel like there are some abilities in this game and some strategies in this game that are just much stronger than other strategies and other abilities, to the point where it's almost always impossible to justify taking some of these other abilities. I'd really like to see either a change and enough, maybe the combat will do that, but I doubt it. I'd like to see perks rebalance to actually be competitive with one another. I would like there to be some more decisions. There was a lot of decisions when we first were kind of figuring out the game and figuring out kind of what our builds are. And there's been some tweaking, like tweaking the archers to be better for barbarians. But I would really, really, really like to see the perk rebalance happen. So I hope that gets added in one of their future dev blogs and they talk about it there. But overall, it looks pretty good. Can't say I'm excited yet, but I think it will be once it starts getting closer to release. I think it looks like a very good expansion. Just, I mean, we're getting a bullet point list of like 10 bullet points that don't really tell us that much. But if this stuff gets fleshed out in the way that they have fleshed out their stuff in the past, this should be excellent. All right. On to today's content. Let's take a look. What mech crew to get started? No. So we are in orbit around this planet. 2 days till our second mech bay comes online. 4 of our pilots are fatigued from going on that mission. All of our mechs are damaged. One of them is critically damaged and can't be launched again. We do have 4 mechs, but we will be missing one of our big ones if we launch again. That might be okay. And how much damage is done, has been done to the mechs that we can relaunch? Is it worth taking a day or two, or should we launch immediately to get our pilots fatiguing? The line holder's actually taken some fairly significant armor damage.
Our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sun.
Thank you, Valikas. Welcome. So, pretty beat up center torso, side torso is pretty beat up. This is in rough shape. I really wouldn't want to bring this out without some armor repair. So we probably need a couple days, is what it looks like. How's the spider? Spider's not that bad off, honestly. Took a little bit of damage. I would love to get the enhanced sensor suite onto the spider. Okay, so let's start by trying to get our lance as operational as possible, as quickly as possible. You know what's kind of cool about this too? For the first time ever, I feel incentivized to bring long-range weapons. Ever, because prior to this, it was just always like jump jetting hunchbacks and everything else. Medium lasers are just so good. That's what I'm getting at. How can we get more weight on this dude? I don't know if we have to. We picked up a what was the piece we picked up? I wanted to look at that. Where does it go? Drop its engine size down. But if we're going to do that, we're going to have to use jump jets. And I actually don't dislike that idea. We have nothing to use our heat on. So if we use jump jets for this, we'll get big movement bonuses while doing that. The only downside means we won't be able to, and we get better positioning options, but we won't be able to do as much vehicle attacking as we did. So we won't have as much melee movement. So we picked up the FCS Indirect, which replaces this thing. And we picked up we already have sensors powered. We just now got another set of these. Or maybe we didn't install the last set, I can't remember. What was the other sensor like this thing? The Guardian ECM. It weighs 1.5 tons. Electronic Countermeasure Suite. Grants a 3 ECM field to everybody in range. ECM bubble. 3 ECM field to everybody in range. Oh, it's not, I thought it was ECCM field. And it gives a +1 against being hit with active ECM. What does our current suite do? Grants stacking bonus if 2 sensor checks made by this unit provides additional information. ECM jammer reduces enemy sensor checks by 2. Doesn't actually say it. God, the language is so weird here. Okay. Chat, help me parse through this. So this one here. Stacking bonus stacking bonus of 2 to sensor checks made by this unit. How can it be a stacking bonus? ECM jammer reduces enemy sensor checks by 2 in range. Sure. Okay, so maybe it's different stuff. So maybe jammer reduces sensors. And this says, this is called the cockpit sensor suite. Gives us +2. And then it has a, so we've got a jammer in here and a sensor suite. This is what this brings to the table. You think the longer the target remains in its range, the more bonus this mech gets to sensor checks? We should check that. I don't know when a sensor check occurs too. Is it the beginning of the turn? But we should definitely check that out. Alright, and if we were wanting to throw in the Guardian ECM, we have to find more weight on this thing. The only way I can see finding more weight is dropping the engine size down. So let's say we did that. Let's say we pulled, this is a 240, I think. No, it's not, it's, yeah, no, it's 240. Okay. Which makes it really fast, which I like. But let's say we made it from a 240. Throw in a like 140. How many jump jets can we support with a 140? Just 4. 4 was not very good range. Man, I want like a 200 in here because that gives us 1 billion tons, which is fine. I would love to armor this baby up and throw in some more sensor stuff. That's fine, but it needs to have good mobility to be useful as a sensor boat, right? This lets me run 5. But my max, so, but, okay, but looking at it right now, our max movement is pretty good right now. Max sprint is 350 meters, jump jet's 150. We need to be able to jump jet nearly as far as that, and I'm pretty certain that with, do we even have jump jets available right now? We might not even have jump jets available right now. They might have all been put on the Hunchback. I don't think we even have jump jet available right now. Yeah, we do. 6. All right. So if we're running this engine size with, and we run all 8 jump jets, what's our jump range? 225. So far. Ooh, we got allies. We got allies. We're good, team. All right, we're in the area where the local government mech was sighted. Move up and make contact. Let's see what sort of trap it is. This is it. We either get through this together or not. Inspiring. All right, destroy enemy units. Wonder if there'll be different mission types. Map's tiny. Little tiny baby itty bitty map. Not necessarily a good thing. All right. Our spider pilot. Medium pulses and LRMs, sure. So this is our new suite of stuff. I believe the green is ECC. No, this is the shield and then the jammer. The jammer fucks with their sensors. Shield actually gives us an ECM shield. So I want this overlapping that guy if possible. So I want to move to here. It's fine. I'm willing to LRM this guy even at kind of shitty odds. Do I want to medium pulse him at this odds? I guess I can. If you needed a 56 to hit and it said miss 10, then you rolled a 66. You sure about that? And that would explain what the hell's going on. But I feel like I've had a 70% chance, 70.1% chance to hit, and then rolled a 30, which means I rolled a 101. Okay, We'll keep track of that, or I'll work on the idea that that's how this works. I don't know how many more other guys there are. I'm okay moving forward, and then what's my frontal armor? 30 frontal armor. There was an unobstructed shot somewhere. She saw an unobstructed, it was over there. You can get there for an unobstructed shot at the urban mech, but I have a feeling if I bring this guy closer, we're gonna seriously regret it. Also gives me an unobstructed on both. Flank them both too. I think we're shooting at the urban mech. Wonder if I could have shot then moved and looked to see if what my, I think my basic odds are pretty shit, right? 22, 28, 13. Take this. Take that. Okay. We have the Stinger. Sensor locked 5 people. We're having a hard time hitting them because of the dagger, which apparently is electronic warfare mech. Alright, we took serious damage on our arm here. This guy needs to be around me, doesn't need to be taking lots of damage. Just needs to be making sure they're in the green auras. Don't we have visuals jamming still affect this? There's 2 things apparently for sight. The first is, or 2 things related to that. The first is literally sight, and the second is sensor reading. So right now we're in sight range, but not in. We're getting no sensor information because their ECM is shutting that off. So if you look, if we go to take this shot right here, we're actually getting decent here. This guy we actually rolled correctly, so we hit our. We have sensor lock on him and visual on him, so we're not firing blind in any way. Currently, we're a little bit longer range than we'd like for some of the weapons. We could walk towards him and take a shot, potentially. Although he's pretty unwounded, kind of be better to keep going after this guy. This guy we don't have LOS on right now. I don't know if we have sensor info on him or not. I think we do. Yeah, no visual, but have an indirect fire, big penalties, but we could walk up to him and shoot him. 25, 30, go for the 25. Got a hit. Wait, why am I not able to move now? I have dead eye on that character. It's unclear to me what the fuck just happened. Oh god, we're downrange at this guy. I'm extremely worried about friendly fire here. Alright, arse again? No, we get this guy being a pain. Just took off the left arm. Like a dick. Even though... Wait, who's left arm? Oh, the Stingers. You fucking... I don't care that much. Thought it was this guy's left arm. I hope never to use that mech again. Look, we get really simple stuff around backseat gaming. It works like this. If I ask a direct question about how a mechanic works, feel free to tell me. If it looks like I'm struggling with something, like the understanding of something, and you have information relative to that, that's super nice. If you have quality of life stuff to tell me, like, oh, you can get to it by 1 less click by doing this, that's useful. If I've explained my position and I've made a decision and you want to just guess a different way on that, or tell me that you think I'm wrong, that's not what I'm interested in hearing. I'm not interested in you telling me that. Especially if you think you know better when you don't. Okay. Alright, where is his armor left? Oh, he's fine. He's been fighting for like 1,000 hours. He's totally A-O-fucking-K. I want to shoot his right leg, I guess. Can't get to his right leg. Barring that left center torso. back looks fine. Literally taking no damage. It's hilarious. Haywired. The mech systems have been haywired. Don't know what that means. I'm sure it's a positive. It's a buff for us, I believe, right? Yeah, oh, it's still alive. He's doing fine. He's about to get up and kill somebody. 55 health, so I can't kill that. Hit him in the head. Okay, we killed him because we hit him in the cockpit. Okay.
Mission successful.
My god. That enemy. That was with our ECCM that we picked up too. What if we hadn't picked up and installed ECCM? Would we just never been able to hit them ever? Alright, payout is less than they promised us. They told us 700 and something, I guess because they dropship deducted. There were no bonuses. Took structural damage, armor damage, armor damage, armor damage, lost an arm. We received 1/5 of a dagger. Do we want to see what we missed? It says salvage a sign. I can't scroll apparently. I guess that's being humane.